If you are hearing this, it is because something inside you knows that death is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your eternal reality. And what I am about to tell you will shatter every comfortable belief you have carried about what comes after this life. Because heaven is not a place you go to. Heaven is a frequency you became. Hell is not a punishment assigned to you. Hell is the vibration you chose to live in. And when your body stops, when your heart takes its final beat, when your breath leaves you for the last time, you do not go somewhere new. You wake up as what you already were. There is no surprise. There is no shock. There is only continuation. You simply open your eyes in the reality you spent your entire life creating. Listen carefully. I am not speaking to comfort you. I am not here to ease your fear. I am here to tell you the truth that no one else will say, the truth that you have been avoiding, the truth that you will face whether you believe it or not. Because death does not care about your opinion. Death does not wait for you to be ready. Death comes. And when it comes, the mask falls. The pretending ends. And you stand naked before eternity, exactly as you are. Many people believe that heaven is earned through good deeds, that if you help enough people, pray enough prayers, attend enough services, you will be granted entry into paradise. And many believe that hell is a punishment given by an angry God who judges your failures and sends you to torment. But I tell you, this is not how eternity works. God does not send you anywhere. You send yourself. Because eternity is not about location. It is about frequency. It is about what you became while you were alive. If you lived in love, you will wake in love. If you lived in fear, you will wake in fear. If you spent your life seeking light, you will open your eyes in light. If you spent your life feeding darkness, you will wake in darkness. There is no external judge deciding your fate. You are the judge. Your life was the verdict. Your choices were the sentence. And death is simply the moment when the sentence is carried out. You see, every thought you thought, every word you spoke, every action you took was not just a moment in time. It was a frequency. It was a vibration. And those vibrations shaped your soul. They carved your inner world. They determined the atmosphere of your spirit. While you were alive, you thought you could hide who you really were. You thought you could wear masks, play roles, pretend to be something you were not. But your soul knew. Your spirit recorded everything. Every lie you told shaped the fabric of your being. Every act of kindness softened the texture of your soul. Every moment of rage hardened your heart. Every second of gratitude expanded your light. You were not just living, you were becoming. And what you became is what you will remain forever. Let me make this clear. When your body dies, your soul does not change. It does not suddenly become pure because you enter another realm. It does not transform because you cross a threshold. No, your soul remains exactly as it was in the last moment of your life. If you were bitter, you remain bitter. If you were joyful, you remain joyful. If you were selfish, you remain selfish. If you were generous, you remain generous. Death does not purify. Death reveals. It strips away the body, the distractions, the illusions, and what is left is the raw essence of what you truly were. That essence is your frequency, and that frequency determines where you wake up, because the spiritual realm is not one place. It is infinite dimensions of reality, each vibrating at a different frequency, and you will automatically be drawn to the dimension that matches your vibration. There is no force pulling you. There is no angel deciding. You simply go where you belong. Like a magnet attracted to metal, like water flowing downhill, you move toward the frequency that resonates with what you became. If you became love, you will wake in a realm of love, a place where every soul around you vibrates with compassion, peace, unity, and light. You will feel at home. You will feel complete because you are surrounded by what you already were. But if you became hatred, you will wake in a realm of hatred, a place where every soul around you vibrates with anger, bitterness, violence, and darkness. You will feel tormented. You will feel trapped, not because God put you there, but because you are surrounded by what you already were. And there is no escape, because you cannot leave a frequency you embody. You cannot run from what you are. This is the eternal law. What you become is where you remain. Now, some will hear this and think, then I will change after I die. I will realize my mistake and choose differently. But listen, you cannot choose differently when you no longer have the ability to change. Death is the end of choice. Death is the end of transformation. While you are alive, you have time. You have breath. You have the ability to shift your frequency. You can choose love over hate. You can choose forgiveness over bitterness. You can choose light over darkness. But once you die, that window closes. You become locked into the frequency you carried at the moment of death. This is why your life matters. This is why every single day matters. Because you are not just living, you are building your eternity. Every choice is a brick. Every word is a nail. Every thought is a thread. And when your life ends, the structure is complete. You cannot rebuild it. You can only live in it forever. Think about this. If you spent your entire life chasing money, power, and status, what do you think your soul became? If you spent your days lying, manipulating, and using people for your gain, what frequency do you think you created? If you ignored the suffering of others, if you walked past the broken without compassion, if you cared only for yourself, what vibration do you think shaped your spirit? You became what you practiced. And when you die, you will wake in a realm where everyone around you is the same, selfish, cold, empty, and you will realize this is not punishment, this is consequence. You are not being tortured by God. You are living in the reality you created because you chose to become this. And now you are surrounded by others who chose the same. And there is no love there. There is no peace there. There is no light there because none of you carried it. None of you became it. You all chose the same darkness, and now you dwell in it together eternally. But if you spent your life seeking God, if you chose humility over pride, if you practiced forgiveness even when it hurt, if you loved even when it cost you, if you gave when you had little, if you served without expecting anything in return, then your soul became something entirely different. It became light, it became love, it became peace. And when you die, you will wake in a realm of pure light. A place where every soul reflects the love you carried. A place where joy is not temporary but eternal. A place where pain does not exist because no one there carries the frequency of pain. You will be home, not because you earned it, but because you became it. And once you are there, you will understand this was never about rules. This was never about religion. This was never about rituals. This was always about transformation. It was always about what you allowed yourself to become. God does not judge you the way humans judge. God does not weigh your good deeds against your bad deeds and decide if you deserve heaven or hell. That is a human concept. God does not operate that way. God simply allows you to become. God gives you life. God gives you choice. God gives you time. And what you do with that time determines what you become. And what you become determines your eternity. There is no trickery. There is no hidden test. There is only truth. You are building your own afterlife every single day. And most people do not realize this until it is too late. So I ask you now, what are you becoming? Not what do you say you are, not what do you pretend to be, but what are you actually becoming in the depths of your soul? When no one is watching, what frequency do you carry? When you are alone with your thoughts, what vibrations fill your mind? Are you becoming love or are you becoming bitterness? Are you becoming light or are you sinking into darkness? Are you expanding in compassion or shrinking in selfishness? Because whatever you are becoming right now is what you will be forever. This is not a metaphor. This is not symbolic. This is reality. Your eternity is not waiting for you somewhere far away. Your eternity is being built inside you right now. Every second, every breath, every choice. And here is what most people do not understand. You cannot fake frequency. You cannot pretend your way into heaven. You cannot perform goodness on the outside while carrying evil on the inside and expect to wake in light. Because your soul knows the truth. Your spirit records everything. You may fool people. You may fool yourself. But you cannot fool eternity. When you die, the external falls away. The masks dissolve. The image you built crumbles. And only the truth remains. Only what you truly were. Only the frequency you actually carried. And that frequency will pull you to the realm that matches it. Instantly, automatically, without question. This is the law of eternity. And no one escapes it. So what will you do with this knowledge? Will you continue living as you have been? Will you continue feeding anger, pride, lust, greed, envy? Will you continue choosing yourself over others? Will you continue ignoring the quiet voice inside that tells you to change? Or will you finally listen? Will you finally surrender? Will you finally choose to become something different? Because you still have time, you are still breathing, your heart is still beating, your soul is still moldable. You can still change your frequency, but you must choose it now. You must choose it today. Because tomorrow is not promised, and death does not announce itself. It simply arrives. And when it does, whatever you are in that moment is what you will be forever. Let me tell you something that will pierce your soul. There are people who lived their entire lives believing they were good. They went to church, they gave to charity, they said the right words, they followed the rules, but inside their hearts were hard. They judged others, they held grudges, they loved conditionally, they gave only to be seen, they prayed only to be praised. And when they died, they expected heaven, they expected light, they expected reward, but instead they woke in darkness, not because God rejected them, but because they never truly became love. They performed love, but they did not embody it, and performance does not create frequency. Only truth does. Only transformation does. And their souls remained cold. So they woke in cold. They remained hard. So they woke in hardness. And they could not understand why. Because they believed the lie that heaven is about what you do. But heaven is about what you are. And they never became what they pretended to be. And then there are others, people who never went to church, people who never called themselves religious, people who broke rules, people who made mistakes, but inside their hearts were soft. They loved deeply, they forgave quickly, they gave without expecting, they served without being seen, they cried for the broken, they lifted the fallen, and when they died they expected nothing. They did not think they deserved heaven, but they woke in pure light. Not because they were perfect, but because their souls had become love. Their spirits had transformed into compassion. Their frequency had shifted into grace, and grace is the frequency of heaven. Not religion, not performance, not rules. Grace, love, light, humility, truth. These are the frequencies of eternity. And those who become these things will wake in them, regardless of what label they carried in life. So do not ask yourself, am I religious enough? Ask yourself, am I becoming love? Do not ask yourself, have I done enough good deeds? Ask yourself, is my heart transforming? Do not ask yourself, will I be accepted? Ask yourself, what am I actually becoming in the core of my soul? Because that is the only question that matters. That is the only question that determines your eternity. And the answer to that question is not found in what you say. It is found in what you are when no one is looking. It is found in the thoughts you think when you are alone. It is found in the way you treat people when there is nothing to gain. It is found in the frequency you carry when the world is not watching. That is your truth. That is your eternity. And you cannot hide it, not from yourself, not from God, not from the reality that awaits you. When you die, you will not stand before a judge. You will stand before a mirror. And that mirror will show you exactly what you became. It will reflect every choice you made. It will reveal every vibration you carried. And you will see yourself as you truly are, not as you hoped to be, not as you pretended to be, but as you actually were. And that reflection will determine everything. If you see light, you will step into light. If you see darkness, you will step into darkness. There is no negotiation. There is no second chance. There is only truth, and truth is final. So I ask you again, what are you becoming right now, today, in this moment? Are you choosing love or are you feeding hate? Are you practicing forgiveness or are you holding resentment? Are you walking in humility or are you living in pride? Are you serving others or are you serving only yourself? Because whatever you are choosing right now is shaping your frequency. And your frequency is shaping your eternity. You are not powerless. You are not a victim. You are the creator of your own reality, both here and hereafter. God gave you that power. God gave you that choice, and what you do with it is up to you. But know this, once your life ends, the power ends, the choice ends, and the consequence begins, and it never ends. It is eternal, forever, without change, without escape. This is the weight of your life. This is the gravity of your choices. This is why you must wake up now, not tomorrow, not next week, not when you are ready, now. because you do not know when your last breath will come. You do not know when your heart will stop. You do not know when death will arrive. And when it does, you will not be given time to prepare. You will simply wake in the frequency you carried. And if that frequency is darkness, you will spend eternity trying to escape what you became. But you cannot escape yourself. You cannot leave your own vibration. You are stuck forever in the reality you built. This is not meant to scare you. This is meant to wake you. This is meant to break the illusion that you have endless time. You do not. This is meant to shatter the lie that heaven is automatic. It is not. Heaven is the result of transformation. And transformation requires surrender. It requires honesty. It requires choosing love even when hate feels easier. It requires choosing light even when darkness feels safer. It requires becoming something greater than what you are right now. And that requires effort. It requires awareness. It requires daily conscious choice to let go of bitterness, to release anger, to forgive those who hurt you, to love those who do not deserve it, to give when you have nothing left, to serve when you are exhausted, to choose grace when justice feels right. This is how you shift your frequency. This is how you become heaven, not by waiting for it, but by embodying it now, today, in every choice, in every moment, in every breath. And if you do this, if you truly surrender to becoming love, then when death comes, you will not fear it. You will welcome it, because you will know where you are going. You will know what you became, and you will step into eternity with peace, with joy, with certainty, not because you were perfect, but because you were transformed, and that transformation is eternal. It cannot be taken from you. It cannot be destroyed. It is who you are forever. Let me tell you about the moment of death itself, because most people imagine it wrong. They think death is an ending. They think it is darkness. They think it is nothingness. But death is none of these things. Death is awakening. It is the moment when your soul, freed from the body, opens its eyes for the first time in absolute clarity. And in that moment, you will see everything. You will see your entire life, not as you remembered it, but as it truly was. Every moment, every choice, every word, every thought. You will see the times you chose love and the times you chose hate. You will feel the joy you gave and the pain you caused. You will witness the truth of who you were, without filter, without excuse, without the ability to lie to yourself anymore. And in that moment of complete awareness, your frequency will become undeniable. You will know exactly what you became. And there will be no confusion, no debate, no argument, only acceptance. Because the truth is so clear that denial becomes impossible. And then the pull will begin. It is not a physical pull, it is a spiritual magnetism. You will feel yourself drawn toward a realm, a dimension, a reality. And that reality will be made of the same frequency you carry. If you became peace, you will be drawn toward infinite peace. If you became rage, you will be drawn toward eternal rage, and you will not resist this pull, because deep down, your soul recognizes it. Your spirit knows it. This is what I am. This is where I belong. And you will move toward it naturally, without force, without fear, just inevitability. And when you arrive, when you fully enter that realm, you will understand. This is not temporary. This is not a phase. This is forever. This is the eternal consequence of who I became. And there is no going back. There is no reset. There is only forward into the frequency you built for yourself. Now imagine two souls, both die at the same moment, both leave their bodies, both open their eyes in the spiritual realm. The first soul sees light everywhere, infinite light, warm, welcoming, radiant. And this soul moves toward it without hesitation, because this soul spent a lifetime becoming light, choosing forgiveness, practicing love, releasing bitterness, seeking truth. And now, surrounded by the same light it carried, this soul feels complete. It feels home. It looks around and sees other souls, millions of them, all glowing, all peaceful, all filled with the same frequency. And they do not speak with words. They speak with vibration, with energy, with understanding. And in an instant, this soul knows, I am not alone. I am surrounded by those who became what I became. And together we exist in eternal light. There is no pain here, no suffering, no lack, no fear, only love, only peace, only joy that never fades. And this soul weeps, not from sadness, but from gratitude, because it understands now. Every choice mattered. Every moment of surrender mattered. Every time I chose love over hate, light over darkness, I was building this. I was becoming this. And now I am here, forever. But the second soul opens its eyes and sees something else. Darkness, not the peaceful darkness of sleep, but the heavy, suffocating darkness of isolation. And this soul feels cold, empty, afraid. It looks around and sees nothing, just shadows, just void. And it tries to move. But movement feels like resistance, like walking through thick mud. And then it sees them. Other souls, but they are not glowing. They are dim, faded, hollow, and they do not greet this soul. They stare at it with emptiness, because they too are trapped in the same frequency, the frequency of selfishness, of pride, of anger, of refusal to love. And this soul realizes, I am not being punished by God. I am living in the reality I created. I spent my life choosing me, choosing comfort, choosing pleasure, choosing ego, and I became this. I became cold. I became empty. I became dark, and now I am surrounded by the same, and there is no escape because I cannot leave what I am. And this soul weeps too, not from gratitude, but from regret, because it understands now. I had time, I had breath, I had choice, and I wasted it. I chose everything except transformation, and now I am here forever. This is the reality of eternity. It is not a fairy tale. It is not a religious concept designed to control you. It is the fundamental law of existence. Frequency determines reality. What you become determines where you dwell. And once you cross the threshold of death, there is no changing what you became. You live in it forever. So the question you must answer, the only question that truly matters, is this: what am I becoming right now? Not tomorrow, not next year, right now. In this very moment. Am I becoming love? Am I practicing compassion? Am I releasing hatred? Am I choosing humility? Am I walking in light? Or am I becoming something else? Am I feeding my anger? Am I holding my grudges? Am I serving my ego? Am I living for myself? Because whatever you are becoming right now is what you will be when you die. And what you are when you die is what you will be forever. Death is immediate, and so is the consequence. You wake in your frequency instantly, eternally, without exception. So choose wisely, choose now. Your eternity is being built inside you right now.